Hey, Wanda, how are you? It's me. I'm here in my office. Not really doing very much, but I am here. And I was hoping I was going to be able to come down and join you and the rest of the team to celebrate all the great things that we did together while we were there at Next Tech, and to bid you a fond farewell. Unfortunately, I'm receiving an award later on this evening, and it's gotten in the way of me being there. But I wanted to send along this video so that I could be as much a part of it as possible. And you know, I my memory has faded me a little bit, but I think that there were lots of great things that happened for us and with us while we were down there at Next Tech. Starting with the management team, I think we had a great team to work with. Beginning with Donald Hendrickson, who I think has the potential to be a great leader, and will do some great things sooner or later. I think we need to give him some time, but sooner or later, I think things are really gonna go well for him, and I think you'll agree with me that he was a great guy for us to work with. You know, they had some other people in the management team. They had, and I'm sure they're all memorable in their own right. I'm just having a little trouble recalling some of their names. What was the name of the fellow that looked like Fred Flintstone? He was the chief technologist, very bright guy, very affable guy. Had some really great ideas having to do with monitors and things like that, which I didn't get a chance to see before I left. And I heard they're not up yet, or if they are, they don't show anything. But I think with time he'll also be great. Of course, we had the little fella from McGladry, Bill, I think was his name. Um, he was good fun. He had a bit of a memory problem too, I think. I don't even know if you were there, but he forgot to pay people one payroll period, and that wasn't a lot of fun. And I can't remember if you were there to kind of help us through that one or not, but um, and of course, we had Christina, uh, which thankfully brought the average age of the group down considerably. You know, I didn't mind telling people that the average age of the management team that I was participating in was somewhere down around 40 or 42. And I think if it hadn't been for Christina, wouldn't have been bragging about that very much. And let's see, I had the chance to meet Rebecca, at the FP summit out in California. And I think she's going to be really good. And I don't know. I thought like she and I probably could have worked really well together if I had stayed around. But I think you found a really good replacement for yourself in Rebecca. You know, the guy who replaced me, I can't even remember his name, but it seemed to me that he had the right height and the appropriate haircut for the job. So I think he's going to do really well. And so I'm feeling like you and I together left the team in good hands with the replacements that we found. But going beyond the team, there were just lots of great things that happened along the way. You made a tremendous contribution to the great start that we gave that team. And I admittedly I had to go back through some of the emails to remind myself of some of the great things that you did. But it all started with that communication plan that we had to put together and execute on when FP made the acquisition, and when we started bringing new management into the company. And the fact that Christina did most of the heavy lifting on that, I doesn't really need to be. I don't think we need to talk about that a lot. I think the way that you delegated that to her to get done and made sure it got done correctly, and I think you went to the whip when you had to. She was having a little trouble putting commas in the right places and exclamation points and things like that. And I think you beat her till she got it right, and I thought that was a great piece of work, really. And then the other big effort I thought that you were able to make was with the employee handbook. And quite frankly, I had forgotten that we had done an employee handbook. So I had to go back and I looked at it again. And I mean, that's a substantial piece of work. I mean, there are a lot of pages in that document. And I thought I could have done with a few more pictures. There's a lot of words, But, and again, I mean, I think, if we're honest, it was mostly cut and paste out of probably another document that you had. But look, you got to do what you got to do. And I thought you did it great. You cut it and you pasted and you made it happen. So, a feather in your cap there. And, and there were other things that I'm sure I would have found if I had continued to go through the email. Quite frankly, I got a little distracted by some of the emails that talked about some of the great things that I did, and unfortunately, I'd shoot up a lot of time looking at those. And I think we should revisit those. We should get on the phone and talk about some of that, but that's for another time. We'll do that maybe at the first reunion or something like that. But so yeah, I'm sure you did some other really, really good things. By the way, I thought that making sure that David, David was his name, not Donald, David. Making sure that, you didn't let him put Christina in an office with her sister and her mom. That would have been awful if you had let him do that, or if we had let him do that. And I don't think anybody needs to know about that. But, when we were going through the office spacing plan and we were running out of offices, and, David came up with this idea of housing team members that were in the same family together. That was ridiculous. So, good on you for coming up with, the veto on that idea. But anyway, in all sincerity, Wanda, it was a pleasure to work with you, and it was a pleasure to be a part of a team that you were involved with. I thought you made all of us much, much better at what we were doing there. And I really appreciate having had the opportunity to get to know you and to work with you, and I'm looking forward to working with you again in the future. I don't know what the future might hold for you, but hopefully it'll bring us together sometime along the way. And I wish you all the best in whatever endeavors you go into the future. Salut!